The New York Jets are making multiple sneaky moves for this team as the NFL draft has come to an end, but the Jets making more moves and adding new additions to this team is not over yet. And these two moves are very, very important for the New York Jets as they address positions of need and will cause some storylines to stir up in training camp and the coming months, and we're going to break it all down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Jets Digest. It's Chris and Matt here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And if you guys are part of that 67% that's not subscribed to Jets Digest, make sure to subscribe. We got the best New York Jets content on the internet. You guys do not want to miss out on all the information, but let's jump in to this. We have a lot to discuss. The New York Jets have made multiple moves as Darren Mougey is not done yet, and these two moves are certainly going to cause some storylines up at training camp as they are positions of need or positions that there are a few competitions that we could see happen. And let's just take a look right at it. First things first, the New York Jets are signing defensive tackle Cameron Page to an undrafted free agent deal. Now, Page had a pick six in 2024 and totaled 32 tackles for Clemson. He is a defensive tackle, so seeing a pick six is obviously very rare, Matt. But on top of that, it's a very interesting move for the New York Jets. Now, Page didn't play a ton at college. He was a four-year player out of Clemson, defensive tackle, and finished last season with 32 tackles and also 3 tackles for loss with half of a sack. Last year, also, he had the interception where he returned it for 57 yards and a touchdown. So this is an interesting pickup, Matt. I like the fact that the Jets are still they're still going at the defensive tackle position, something they didn't really look at in the draft very much. The Jets clearly were drafting for their best player available list and who they liked specifically. Aaron Glenn talks a lot about being a former scout and really priding himself on being able to pick out talent. So the Jets clearly didn't love when they were positioned to draft defensive tackles. They didn't love the guys on the board right there. So they took advantage of the undrafted free agency market, and Darren Mougey brought in a new guy.
Yeah, so our first new guy here, Peyton Page out of Clemson. Like you said, didn't play a ton of Clemson, but when you're playing at Clemson, you got to wait your turn. They always have elite recruits coming in to their program, and you got to wait your turn. So this was a guy who was a top 40 recruit coming out of high school in his class in the entire country. So highly recruited guy, decided to go to Clemson. Some of the knocks on him is that production being pretty low, but he is a guy who NFL scouts are saying that he deserves to have a chance in the NFL, and he's going to find a team who is now the New York Jets, and he's going to try to cut out a rotational role for himself, a position that we certainly need after Quinnen Williams. Not a whole lot of answers on the New York Jets roster when it comes to defensive tackles. So Peyton Page, definitely a guy who could maybe come out, make a name for himself, and get himself a spot on that final 53-man roster for Week 1. A lot of his weaknesses are kind of built around him being slow and not having fast hands, not having fast feet, and overall not knowing how to be a pass rusher. But we got good coaches in our program, and this is a guy we're going to have to coach up. Traits that teams like, which is why is he a player who's willing to be coached? And because we know we have good coaches and they're going to coach these guys hard, but you got to be willing to put the work in, and you got to be willing to be someone who is actively coachable when you are an undrafted free agent. The team doesn't have a whole lot of connections to you. They don't have a lot of investment in you. So the Jets will have they'll have no problem with cutting him if he doesn't work out. So he's got to really put his best foot forwards here. But if he does, there's certainly opportunities for new defensive tackles on the New York Jets.
Absolutely. I do agree that it's something that, first of all, with Clemson, yeah, you're not going to get that instant opportunity there. And if he continues to put the work in, he does have this pathway to getting actual reps with the Jets. As we mentioned, just like the lack of defensive tackles there. It's going to be interesting to see. I do like this pickup. I think it's an interesting move for the Jets. But obviously, Matt, as we know, that is not the only move that was made, as the Jets also brought in another player, a quarterback in Brady Cook. Now, this is a very interesting pickup for the Jets. Obviously, they didn't draft a quarterback at all in the draft after being rumored to have a lot of interest in multiple different guys. They didn't end up going with any of them, and I think it does make sense for a team that has 3 quarterbacks on the roster. But something we've talked about a bunch is that Jordan Travis's job, it's not that it isn't necessarily that it's not safe. It doesn't matter to Darren Mougey or Aaron Glenn. They didn't draft him. He didn't play at all last year. He wasn't healthy. So it's not like Aaron Glenn and Darren Mougey are seeing Jordan Travis and thinking, well, here's the deal, like, we have to stick by him. No, they're not thinking that at all. That has never come up. And Brady Cook, his relative athletic scores were great. Now, the height and weight were a bit below average. He's a bit on the shorter side, only weighs around 214 pounds, so he's not the biggest guy in the world. But all of his relative athletic scores were great, Matt. I mean, he had a great 40-yard dash, 20-yard split, 10-yard split, the shuttle, the three-cone, everything was good. The vertical was great. The board was great. So everything we saw out of Brady Cook proves that he's an elite athlete, and this does fit in with the Jets. I mean, you have Justin Fields as your starter. You have Tyrod Taylor, who, when he was in his prime with the Bills, one of the best things he was doing was running the football well. He was one of the best rushing quarterbacks in the league at the time. So you look at everything. This does sort of fit into that mold of quarterbacks the New York Jets do have interest in. Cook played 5 years at Missouri and was teammates with none other than Armand Membo. So Cook, I mean, he really got things going in his third season of college. In 2022, he threw for 2,739 passing yards and 14 touchdowns. Those numbers went up at 2023 in 244 completions. He was absolutely awesome, getting 3,317 passing yards with 21 touchdowns. Then last year threw for 2,000 yards as well, but played in one less game. Did miss some time, but also saw 11 touchdowns. Good numbers from Brady Cook. Went undrafted. The Jets did like him a lot. And again, just fits that mold of an athlete that the Jets like.
So, about the whole last 2 months leading up to the draft, Luther Burden, one of the #1 wide receivers who we thought was coming off the board in round one, started sliding in mock drafts. And the thing I was hearing was he's sliding because his quarterback is that bad. Brady Cook is so bad that he's the reason why Luther Burden's sliding in the draft. So I had to check on the All-22 film, had to take a look at what was going on in that offense and why Brady Cook. Was Brady Cook actually that bad? I don't think he is. The answer is no. He's not actually actively terrible, but this is a guy, he's a long shot to make the roster. He does bring that athleticism that Darren Mougey and Aaron Glenn clearly covet. They clearly want to put together a offense with a mobile quarterback who they can call designed run plays for, call RPOs, and just stress the defense in different ways. When it comes to, we talked about the strength a lot. Brady Cook, athletic guy. He is, 6'2" is a tiny bit smaller than what you're looking for, but he's not short. That's good enough. Like you said, relative athletic score, all that stuff is really good. The reasons why he fell, his accuracy is pretty bad. He is not fast enough to read defenses, and his footwork is poor as well. So he has a lot to work on, but that's why he's an undrafted free agent. If he didn't have a lot to work on, he would have gotten drafted in the NFL draft, and we would not have this opportunity to work with this new player. He is going to be competing with Jordan Travis for that third emergency quarterback spot. I honestly don't know who's going to win that because I think Jordan Travis was a better prospect, but of course hasn't played in a long time. And then Brady Cook has played more recently, but not as good as a prospect as Jordan Travis. I'm already expecting Tyrod Taylor to win the backup quarterback job for the New York Jets pretty handily. He's got the experience. He's been a backup quarterback. That's what he is. Like he's a quality backup quarterback in the NFL. And Jordan Travis, Brady Cook, they are the question marks. It's going to be fun to see which one of these quarterbacks can rise to the top. Can't wait to watch their battle in the preseason, and I'm sure we'll be breaking those down when we get more updates.
We absolutely will. And guys, what do you think on these moves? Let us know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Jets.